All right, so looking at example 5, we are going to do some detective work. We need to write the equation from the graph. So the first thing I do when I look at the graph is figure out who is the parent function. So clearly we have a V shape, so my parent is f of x is equal to the absolute value of x. So now I think about that expanded form. So f of x is equal to a times x minus h plus k. And by investigating the graph, I start to figure out what is going on with my h, my k, and my a. So if my parent is here at 0, 0, and goes up this way, how did I get from my green parent to my new graph up here? Well, the first thing I'm going to look for are my h and my k. So I'm going right 1, 2 units. So h is right 2, and I went up 1, 2, 3. So now I can go ahead and fill in those. These are two-step problems. So I, at this point, know that f of x is equal to a times x minus 2, because I'm going right, plus 3. Finding out a needs another step, so I have to do a substitution. So I'm going to pick a point that's not the vertex, so I'm going to pick this point right here, which is at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to put that in for my y and my x. And so I have 4 is equal to a times 3 minus 2 plus 3. Because I have to see if the rate of growth of my new graph in the red has changed from my parent. And remember, that's the a value. I know a should be positive because I'm still opening up. So if I go ahead and solve this little algebra problem, subtract 3, 3 minus 2 is 1, a is 1. So I don't have any change in my growth. So my function's graph is f of x is equal to x minus 2 plus 3. That graph represents that picture. That equation represents that picture. So if I go on to this next example, my parent here is the cubic because it's got that swoosh in it. So again, I want to look what happens to h and k. Well, I should be 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My parent would go somewhere like that. So how have I gotten to this graph here? Well, I haven't gone up or down, so I have 0 up or down, and I have moved my vertex 1, 2, 3 units right. So when I look at my expanded form, what can I fill in? Well, I can fill in here and here. So I have f of x is equal to a times x minus 3 because I'm going right, cubed, plus 0 that I'm not going to write. Now the same way that I did before, I have to pick a point not on the vertex. So I might pick 4, 1, and let that substitute into my equation. 1 is equal to a times 4 minus 1 cubed to check if my rate of growth is different. So 1 is equal to a times 1 cubed. 1 cubed is 1. So a equals 1. I don't have any change in my rate of growth. So my equation for this graph is f of x is equal to x minus 3, the quantity cubed. Now the last example is doing the same thing from words. So we're going to write the equation based on a description. So some key things. My parent graph is the square root function. So I know this right now. I have been shrunk, so I'm growing more slowly by a factor of 6. Kind of key words. This is getting smaller or slower. So my A, which is my rate of growth, is 1/6. So that's a little tricky. You got to watch that word shrunk. I have been shifted up 3 units, so that's K. What is my equation? So if we think about that expanded form, f of x is equal to a times x minus h under the square root plus k, and we substitute in a, h, and k as necessary, we know that we have f of x is equal to my a is 1/6 because I'm slowing my growth. I don't have any right or left shift, and I'm going up 3. And so there's my equation. The last example, my parent graph is the quadratic. So I know that my parent is in the expanded form, this. I've been reflected across the x-axis. I'm going to skip that for a minute. My vertex has been moved 2 spaces up, so this is going to be a plus k. What is my equation? So let's think about this reflection. If this is my parent, and this is the x-axis, and I reflect across the x-axis, I'm actually going to flip it down like this, which means I have a negative a. So that's another way to talk about that open down. So I have to make my a negative. It doesn't say anything about my growth, so we're really talking about a -1. I'm not growing any faster or slower than my parent, but I need to get that negative to have it open down. So again, I go back to substitute. So f of x is equal to a has to be negative. I don't have any right or left shift, and I'm going up 2. And so that reflects the equation that matches the description. Go ahead and try the practice questions that follow and the homework. Good luck!